Hey, yo, what's up, Wrestling Warriors? Welcome to VK Punk Wrestling, the pulse pounding, spine busting, no holds barred hub for all things pro wrestling and your soon to be recognized crown champs of everything professional wrestling and the content game. I am your host, Vince C. Punk, the guy with more fire for the squared circle than a rookie chasing the first pinfall. If you're ready to rumble for last night's Monday Night Raw, the final stop on the road to WrestleMania 41, then slam that thumbs up button, yeet the subscribe button into the cheap seats, and give that bell icon a flying forearm so you never miss a second of the chaos. Missing a VK Punk vid, that's like botching a moonsault in front of a sold out crowd. Nobody's got time for that. We are teetering on the edge of WrestleMania, folks, and I'm buzzing really hard, but I'm working a whole bunch. I just had to re-record this whole video because something happened with OBS and my mic wasn't working, and for some reason when I got to this frame, not the opening or the closing, but the one of me actually on camera, it it for some reason the microphone wasn't in it. So I'm rushing to get this out because we got more videos coming at you, maybe even a live one tonight, and I've got a Disturbed concert coming on Friday. I'm trying to have a day off tomorrow, but that's not looking to happen. One of my other clients called me and needs something done. Been dodging a lot of curveballs here, but I'm moving faster than Braun Breaker running the top rope, or the ropes, I'm sorry. We do have a jam-packed week ahead. Just everything's trying to get done, and I apologize if this video seems a little rushed because of it. It's because I got more than halfway through it before realizing that for some reason I wasn't getting any sound on the recording. It was coming through my headphone, but all right, so let's do a quick shout out to AK Havoc. We're throwing down a predictions war just later tonight. I don't know if we're going to do it live or if I'm going to pre-record it, but I'm taking my championship back, bro. For the first time, I'm taking it back. And that's a spoiler, not a prediction. Let's go ahead and give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Capco Championship Capco Championship belts. I'm sorry. These folks craft replicas so legit they'd make even the cockiest of title holders sweat. From WWE to UFC to boxing, Capco's belts scream main event. If you're dreaming of something custom like what we're having made for our channel, their belt making maestro Abdul is the Triple H of craftsmanship. He's pure genius. I've been rocking their gear for a long time now. There's plenty of it just in this shot alone. He's got shirts, masks, jackets, gears. He's made our flag. He's done a lot of stuff for us. Go to www.capcointernational.com to check out their fire lineup and hit up their Facebook and email with a Vin sent me. All of that information is on the credits to this very video. Trust me, their stuff is so good. It's like landing a 5-star frog splash from the top rope. So all right, let's lace up these boots and get down to business here. The last chance for WWE Raw to crank up the Wrestle 41 hype to elevated positions. We're in Sacramento in this show, guys. I am so sorry. And this shot was hotter than a steel chair left in the sun. The show opens with cinematic montage of Allegiant Stadium, WrestleMania's glittering stage. As Michael Cole's voiceover hypes the night's stat card, we get quick shots of superstars arriving. Jey Uso pumping up the crowd, Penta's masked intensity, Finn Balor's cool confidence, Judgment Day swagger, and CM Punk smirks. Seth Rollins has a lot of focus, and Paul Heyman is kind of scheming something, but he kind of stays out back. Cole sells us his Raw's final pit stop before the grandest stage of them all, and a gripping video package recaps Jey Uso and Gunther's feud, highlighting Jay's defiance and Gunther's iron grip on the Intercontinental Championship. The package ends with Jay's fiery stare, hinting that he might finally topple the ring general. Cole and Pat McAfee are mid-banter when Gunther's music cuts them off like a guillotine. The ring general marches down, right? And he storms down to the ring. His every step is just radiating menace as the crowd's heat could melt the turnbuckle. Michael Cole, mic in hand, tries to start the interview, but Gunther kind of glares him to shut up. Cole mentions Jimmy Uso's interference from last week, but Gunther snatches the mic and barks enough. He paces like a cage lion, declaring last week's chaos was irrelevant. The crowd chants, "You suck," but Gunther doubles down, calling Jay a fraud who's full of crap. He grabs the mic tighter, spitting venom. Screw everything and screw everyone. The boos are deafening, and Sacramento sounds like they're ready to riot. Gunther proclaims that he's the best, untouchable, and that Jay's 0-3 record against him proves it. He taunts Jay's Yeet persona, saying the bell will ring at Mania, and that will be the difference. Because after the bell rings, that's where Gunther is confident. He's not confident outside the ring, and that Jay will fall again. But his voice is kind of wavering. His eyes dart nervously. Gunther's bravado is kind of a mask. Jay's absence leaves Gunther's monologue hanging, and he hurls the mic down. His music hits as he exits. Visibly frustrated, Cole notes that Gunther's agitation, while McAfee quips, man, Jay's got him rattled like a bad botch. So we're going to give this a yay. Gunther's performance here was a master in wrestling psychology, and I'm giving it a standing ovation. The way he's selling the angle, projecting confidence while radiating fear is next level storytelling. He's beaten Jay 3 times, but this new fearless Jay has the ring general questioning himself. The subtlety is what gets me. Gunther barging out early to assert control, only to portray his doubts with every sneer and mic drop. It's like watching a Shakespearean villain unravel in a suit. He's faking it till he makes it, and it's gripping. The segment didn't just hype their Mania match, it painted Gunther as a complex, flawed champion who's one bad night away from losing it all. I'm not sure if Jay's walking out with the gold, but Gunther's proving he's one of the greatest in the modern era. This man gets wrestling, and I'm ready to buy tickets just to see him scowl. Bonus point for the crowd heat. It was so loud, I thought they were going to yeet Gunther into the next county. Alright, so next we get a recap of Bayley and Lyra, the Friday Night Gauntlet match, the women's tag division drama, Liv Morgan's music hits, and she struts out with Raquel. Confidence is palpable as the crowd chants, Liv's gonna kill you. After a commercial, Bianca Belair's video package plays. She's full EST mode, declaring herself the best and dismissing her doubters with a hair whip. Back in the arena, Bayley's entrance gets a huge pop, her damage control scars making her the ultimate underdog here. This match is a clash of two women at their peak. Liv's red hot momentum versus Bayley's veteran grit. The bell rings, and Liv wastes no time smacking Bayley with a stinging slap and bailing to the outside, smirking as the crowd boos. Bayley gives chase, but Liv ambushes her on the re-entry, unloading a flurry of kicks and a snap suplex. Liv dominates, taunting Bayley with hair pulling and a running knee. Bayley fights back, catching Liv in a Luthez press, raining down punches as the crowd roars. She follows that with a crisp drop kick and a lariat that flips Liv inside out, earning two count. Liv rolls to the outside, but Bayley's relentless, going for a suicide dive, only to eat a fist from Liv, who transitions into the three amigos on the floor. Bayley blocks the third, however, shoving Liv into the steel steps with a sickening thud. After a break, both women are back in the ring, trading forearms like they're in a bar fight. Bayley misses a corner splash, crashing into the turnbuckle, and Liv pounces with a step-up enziguri for a near fall. Liv climbed the ropes, but Bayley cuts her off, only for Liv to reverse it into a sunset flip powerbomb attempt. Bayley counters with a buckle bomb. It both collapse and double down. On the apron, Liv hits the code breaker, and then a missile drop kick to the floor that looked rough. Back inside, a sequence of reversals, roll-ups, kickouts, Hurricane Ranas, kickouts, leads to Bayley stunner through the ropes and a Bayley to belly. Raquel sneaks Liv's foot on the rope, however, but not really. It was really sketchy. And that's when Lyra attacks Raquel, sparking chaos. Liv lands a backstabber and goes for Oblivion, but Lyra distracts her, letting Bayley snag a jackknife pin for the win as the crowd erupts. So, sorry about that. This match was a 5-star showcase for the women's division. I'm tossing confetti around. Liv Morgan's been a supernova since before the Elimination Chamber, bringing intensity and charisma that make her impossible to ignore. Bayley, meanwhile, has been a cornerstone since her damage control turn. Even if she's been quieter lately, her in-ring work screams main event caliber. Together, they delivered a banger. Fast-paced, hard-hitting, and so back and forth, it gave me whiplash in the best way. The outside interference from Raquel and Lyra added drama without stealing the spotlight, keeping the focus on Liv and Bayley's chemistry. This wasn't just a match, it was a statement that the women's division is the hottest thing in wrestling right now. I'm giving extra props to Liv for that code breaker on the apron and that missile drop kick to the floor. It was nasty, man. It was nasty stuff. These two are among the best to ever lace up, and they proved it. Women's wrestling is straight up stealing the show right now, and I'm begging for it to continue. We get a recap of the Punk, Rollins, Reigns triple threat. Just a video package that keeps the main event buzzing while Paul Heyman is backstage waiting for Roman to arrive, add some intrigue to the situation. Rey Mysterio's entrance with the LWO is electric. The crowd chanting 619 as he high-fives fans. After a break, Rhea Ripley gets the promo video that airs, and she's venomous, accusing Bianca Belair of jealousy and missing EO, Sky cementing her dominance. In the ring, Julius Creed's chiseled presence screams future star, and a recap of last week's El Grande Americano drama fuels the feud. This match is classic speed versus power story. It's really good. The bell rings and Creed uses his size, muscling Ray into the corner with a shoulder block that sends him reeling. Ray ducks a clothesline, hitting a springboard crossbody, but Creed catches him midair, tossing him around like a rag doll. Ray keeps fighting, landing a tilt-a-whirl head scissors that staggers Creed. The LWO and American Made bicker at ringside, distracting the ref, and both teams sneak in cheap shots on the superstars in the match. The refs had enough, ejects everyone. The crowd's chanting, let them fight, but Ray hits a Hurricane Rana over the top rope. His landing's a little awkward, drawing a little bit of a gasp from me. He goes for a baseball slide, but Creed catches him, hoisting him into a delayed vertical suplex. He walks up the stairs and onto the apron, but that's when Ray slips out. Creed tries to go for a spear that ends up with Ray moving and him crashing into the post. Ray follows with a Hurricane Rana and mounts Creed in the corner for 10 punches that the crowd counts along to. Both men trade backflips, but Creed catches Ray again, only for Ray to counter into a DDT and gets a near fall. The crowd is chanting, "This is awesome," and it is. Creed misses a lariat, spilling outside, and then, of course, El Grande Americano appears. It distracts Ray. Ray shakes it off, hits a 619 and a splash that pop the crowd and get the win. Post-match, Grande attacks Ray, but the LWO rushes out, only for American Made to rush out, and American Made stands tall as the crowd boos. This also gets a yay. This match was a roller coaster of action and storytelling. I'm handing out high fives like the free merch. The in-ring work was crisp, and Ray's high-flying wizardry clashing perfectly against Creed's powerhouse style. The outside interference and ejections kept the stakes high, and El Grande Americano post-match attack added fuel to this feud's fire. The Creeds are winning me over every week. But I'm starting to worry that the American Maids faction dynamic is burying their potential. Julius and Brutus should be headlining, not playing second fiddle in a group. Ray, as always, was great, defying gravity and logic, like he's got to deal with Father Time. The This Is Awesome chants were earned. That 619 splash combo was perfect. My only gripe is that the Creeds are getting lost in the shuffle. WWE, push these guys to the moon. This segment was great, and I'm dying to see where this goes. All right, so next we get a War Raiders promo, a little video package. It's a dive into their history with the New Day, framing their Mania match as a personal vendetta after the New Day's neck-targeting attacks. The Raiders' intensity feels like a war cry, setting up a brutal clash. Backstage, we see the New Day playing video games, right? Jackie Redmond interrupts them and asks them about what they thought about what the Raiders said. Kofi smirks, saying the warpath stops at Mania. Jackie, the New Day's the greatest tag team, past, present, and future. It's some really weird stuff, but yay for this. I mean, it keeps the feud hot without overstaying its welcome. Usually I don't give yays or boos to backstage segment. But next, we get AJ Styles and Karrion Kross. AJ Styles waiting in the ring. Kross gets his return to form with his old NXT music and persona. This was a lot nicer. Scarlett's presence looms, and the post-match Logan Paul angle adds a wild card to making this segment a chaotic preview of what's to come. The bell rings and AJ and Kross lock eyes, trading some trash talk. Kross shoves AJ into the corner, but AJ fires back with a chop that echoes. Kross slows the pace, locking in a headlock, but AJ slips out, hitting a drop kick that sends Kross outside. Scarlett distracts AJ, allowing Kross to regroup and catch AJ with a spinebuster on the floor. Kross tosses AJ into the barricade and then the timekeeper's area, drawing boos from the crowd. Back in the ring, Kross lands the final prayer for a near fall, the crowd chanting for AJ. Kross's fake knee injury that I knew was a fake injury as soon as he did it lured AJ in, and AJ smells a trap, unloading a Pele kick and a flurry of strikes. Kross halts the comeback with a thunderous DDT, but AJ kicks out at 2. On the apron, AJ sits up for the phenomenal forearm, dodging Scarlett's interfering, and nails it for the win. Post-match, Logan Paul's music hits, and he struts out mic in hand, congratulating AJ while drawing heat with a self-praising video of himself. AJ calls Paul to the ring, fending off a Kross sneak attack from behind. but Paul lands his one punch and the pulverizer, standing tall as the crowd rains boos. This also gets a yay. This segment was a masterclass in wrestling chaos, and I'm popping harder than a crowd for a surprise return. Karrion Kross rocking his old NXT music and presentation reminded us of why he's a star. He didn't win, right? But he owned every second of that match, from his menacing aura to the final prayer that had me believing he would steal it. This was Kross at his best, and I'm praying it's the start of a long overdue push for this man. Give this man a title run, WWE. AJ Styles was his usual phenomenal self, selling Kross' offense like a champ while delivering his own highlight reel of moves. The phenomenal form was so clean. Logan Paul's post-match antics were the cherry on top. His heat drawing promo and that brutal pulverizer, which is one of the most amazing moves I've seen in a while, makes him the perfect cocky heel. The segment had it all: a banger match, a hot angle, and enough drama to fill a soap opera. My only wish, more Kross in the spotlight, man. He's too good to be underrated and underused. Glorious stuff. I'm ready for AJ versus Paul at Mania. Let's see. Paul Heyman's backstage, still waiting on Roman, adds a little tension. Jey Uso, his music hits, and he emerges through the crowd, but he's not the usual, yeeting chants and stuff. He's not his usual self. He's not hyping the fans like normal. Still takes him forever to get to the ringside area, but he climbs right up on the announce table, grabbing a mic, but he signals for the producer to hit the music again, drawing a mixed reaction, of course. Jay finally speaks, saying that he's already told Gunther what he's had to say last week. He claims Gunther's scared, and he's locked in, even though he is crashing out. The crowd's trying to get behind him, but the energy's off. Jay ends with his exit catchphrase, the yeet. Way dumb. And cues his music again, Xing through the crowd as Cole and McAfee debate his mindset. This is going to get the episode's first boo, because it is not good. And I hate to rain on Jey Uso's parade, because I'm a huge fan. He's underrated, charismatic, and has all the tools to be a world champ. But this segment was a swing and a miss, and it pains me to say it. The yeet stuff, it was one thing when it was just yeet, and he was just saying yeet, and it was tolerable. But now it's, what's he say? 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. It's too much. You guys gave you an inch, and you guys took a mile. It's too much. His catchphrases are starting to feel like a crutch, and they drowned out what should have been a fiery, defining moment for Jay. This was his chance to sell himself as Gunther's equal, but instead we got more music cues and crowd pandering than substance. The constant yeet chants and music restarts made it feel like a parody of Jay's character, not a main event build-up. Jay is better than this. His in-ring work, his emotional promos, his story with the bloodline all prove that he is top tier. But this gimmick is starting to wear thin. He's hitting a ceiling, and it's frustrating because he's so close to breaking through. WWE needs to let Jay lean into his intensity and ditch these cartoonish bits. He could be champ at Mania, but this segment didn't sell me on it. Jay, you're a star, man. Drop all the other BS. If you want to do the yeet, that's tolerable. But drop all the other BS and just be main event Jay Uso. Main event Jay Uso doesn't need a yeet chant. Cole and McAfee banter for a little while. They're hyping Mania with their signature chemistry. Pat's yeeting all over the place, gets a laugh, while Cole, awkward attempt to join in. He's got no rhythm. He's got no coordination. He's just bad as he's trying to bob back and forth while he's eating stupid shit. Stupid stuff, excuse me. Cole runs down the Mania card, his voice brimming with excitement, while McAfee interrupts. Cole has the coordination of a broken turnbuckle. But so this is going to get a quick yay, just because it was overwhelmingly hilarious. Okay, so a backstage attack on Braun Breaker by Judgment Day sets a violent tone. Penta's vibrant entrance with his Cero Miedo electrifies the crowd, while Finn Balor's cool swagger contrasts perfectly. The match's chaotic finish, right, kind of kept the stakes high here. Penta's music hits, and he emerges in full lucha glory, taunting Cero Miedo as the crowd roars. Finn Balor's entrance is cut short when Penta drop kicks him off the ramp and dives into him. The crowd is losing it. The bell rings as they both get back in the ring, and Penta keeps the pressure on, hitting a super kick and a springboard moonsault for an early 2 count. Finn counters with a sling blade, but Penta reverses it into a backstabber. The pace is relentless, with reversals galore. Penta's Hurricane Rana, Finn's dropkick, Penta's tope con hilo. Finn slows it with a chin lock, then unloads stomps, drawing boos. On the apron, Penta lands a destroyer attempt. He goes for a destroyer, but Finn counters with a power bomb. Back inside, Finn hits a suplex for a near fall. The crowd chanting "Fight forever." Penta rallies with a sling blade and sets Finn up top, but Finn fights back. Penta's fear factor is countered into a roll up, but then Braun Breaker's music hits. Braun storms in, clotheslining Finn, triggering a DQ. Braun spears Dom. Carlito runs away, but Penta halts him, tossing him outside with Judgment Day. Penta climbs the ropes and dives, wiping out everyone as the crowd erupts. So this one, yay, got interrupted, but this was a dream clash of two of my favorites of all times. I'm grinning like a kid at their first wrestling show. Penta and Finn Balor are wrestling royalty. Penta's lucha libre flair and Finn's technical precision and mess-like perfectly executed tag team finisher, even though the match didn't go very long. The psychology was on point, and Penta's aggression setting the pace, and Finn's cunning keeping him in it. The action was relentless. Penta's dive to open and that sling blade were straight up art. The DQ finish was a head scratcher, especially since Penta's taken losses recently. But the post-match chaos with Braun and Judgment Day saved it, hyping their Mania multi-man match to the moon. My only gripe is Penta's booking. He's a megastar, but these DQ and multi-man losses make him feel like an afterthought. I mean, I feel like he's got enough juice behind him anyway, but WWE need to let Penta shine. Still, this was a banger, and the Mania implications have me glued. Stay tuned for our predictions award later tonight to see who I think takes the win. And maybe the VK Punk Championship, too. So segment highlights, right? Let's go into the next segment. Io Sky's video package in Japanese with subtitles is a masterclass in intensity. She taunts Bianca and Rhea, positioning herself as the Overlook champ who's ready to dominate. This promo elevates Io's Mania role. The subtitles flashing words, "I'm done being ignored." The crowd's buzzing as she ends it with a smirk, her music hitting. Yay for this. And even if it's just because it's Io and I really like Io, but she is a gem, and this promo was a chef's kiss. It's like she took a mic, dropped a pipe bomb, and walked out without breaking a sweat. The language barrier didn't matter. Her intensity and swagger screamed champion. I'm giving this extra points for making Io feel like the star that she is. Even in the crowded women's division, she is the champion, remember. Okay, the final segment is a powder keg. Paul Heyman's anxiously wait for Roman backstage. CM Punk sits next to him and sets up the drama, of course, because as soon as CM Punk sits down, he says, "Look in my eyes, Paul. What do you see?" And Paul, on point, says, "A cult of personality." And Punk is like, "No, I'm your friend." And of course, right then is when Roman pulls up. And of course, he sees them talking. He just shakes his hand and he starts walking. Of course, Heyman in tow, chasing him, saying, "My tribal chief, my tribal chief." In the arena, Roman's music hits and he enters. Heyman still trailing. Roman does not grab the mic that Heyman offers him. Instead, he shoves past him and grabs his own mic to make Sacramento acknowledge him. He turns on Heyman, asking why he's betraying the tribal chief, and the crowd chants, "You effed up." Heyman, stammering, says he's repaying a favor. Roman plays to the crowd, saying he's the one screwed. Seth Rollins' music hits, and he marches out. A little less flamboyant, but intense. I think it's really playing up on the Shield gimmick, the way he was dressed. The crowd sings his theme as Seth says Roman's waking up, but still will fall at Mania. Seth calls Heyman a dishonorable scumbag who uh, who chose Punk. Roman does agree. He attacks Seth though, and then he mushes Heyman to the floor. Of course, this calls Punk to run in, dumping Roman out. He checks on Heyman, but Roman returns, spearing Punk. But Seth grabs a chair, hitting Roman with a shield style betrayal shot. Rollins stomps everyone standing tall as the crowd loses it. Yeah. This was storytelling perfection. I'm ready to give it a Hall of Fame induction. Roman turning on Heyman was a gut punch. His cold dismissal and that mic swap had me on edge. Punk's loyalty to the wise man added layers, making me question if he's earning Heyman's allegiance or if it's all a swerve. Seth promo calling Heyman a dishonorable scumbag and framing himself as wrestling savior was fire. And his chair shot echoing the Shield betrayal, chef's kiss. The crowd's OTC and UF'd up champs amplified the drama, and every player delivered. The implications are endless. Will Seth win at Mania after standing tall twice? Probably not. Is Roman due for a comeback since he's been laid out every time? Practically. Maybe. What's Punk's role, especially after taking that spear that looked like it sent him to the Shadow Realm? The segment was a masterclass in betrayal, chaos, and hype, leaving me counting the seconds to Mania. Bonus points for the Shield callback, though. It hit harder than a pedigree on a concrete floor. All right, so overall, this show, too much good stuff in the show to give it anything but a yay. The vignettes for Bianca, Io, and Rio added depth to the women's division. The matches were top tier, from Penta Finn's technical masterpiece to Bayley Liv's high octane war. The storylines tied everything together, and Rollins ended the night with a Shield referencing chair shot that was the ultimate mic drop and tribute to an amazing time in wrestling. This Go Home Raw did its job, kinda hyping WrestleMania 41 to the moon. SmackDown's got some big boots to fill, but this episode was straight up fire. My only nitpick, Jay segment could have been stronger, but it's a small blemish on a near perfect show. Okay? And that's a wrap, folks. Thanks again for hanging out with VK Punk Wrestling. Like I said earlier, life has been a wild ride lately. Work has been piling. We're in the middle of a home remodel. I'm juggling kids, animals, taxes, and all the chaos that comes with being a grown-up, unfortunately. It's a lot, and I'll be real. Sometimes it drags me to dark places where I feel like I'm stuck in a submission hole with no rope break in sight. There are days when I doubt I can keep up, when the weight of it all feels like a steel cage crashing down. But I buckle down, push through, and get it done, not because I'm some superhero, but because I've learned that hard times don't last forever. I know it's not always easy to just push through, and I just have experience with pushing through so much bullcrap in my life. But I've been there staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m., wondering how I'm going to make it to the next day. If you are in that kind of spot right now, feeling like life's got you in a figure four leg lock, hear me out. You're not alone, and you're stronger than you think. Things will get better, even if it feels like there's a ref counting you out. When you're down, it's tough to look up, but keep fighting. You're a main event superstar in the match of life, battling for your championship. Don't throw in the towel. Failing's not failing. It's learning what not to do and learning how to be successful, like a wrestler tweaking their finisher after a botch match. If you're struggling, tag in a partner who's got your back, man. Someone who knows you, who can hype you up like a manager in your corner, whether it's a friend, family member, or therapist. Find that person who will help you hulk up, break free from the hold, and get back in the fight for the pinfall. You're an MVP, and you've got more fight in you than you realize. And if you ever feel like you're out of partners, hit me up on Facebook at Vincy Punk, or hit any of the VK Punk Wrestling social media pages. We're a community, and we'll always have your back, ready to cheer you on like a hot crowd popping for a comeback spot. This week's a big one, ladies and gentlemen, and WrestleMania is just a few days away, and we're bringing the heat with predictions, reactions, and more. We're doing live reactions for both nights of WrestleMania. Keep fighting the fight, because you're the main event. VK Punk Wrestling, we the ones for wrestling content. I'm Vince C. Punk. Thank you, and I'll see you guys in just a little bit.